Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new updated tutorial series I'm starting on how to install Klipper. This is going to be a kind of revamped version of my almost 2-year-old now series on how to install Klipper using KIAUH or Klipper Installation and Update Helper. We're going to go through a couple things here. In this first episode, we're going to actually be installing an OS on our Raspberry Pi. And then in later episodes, we'll talk about flashing a main board and that type of thing. So this should be a much more up-to-date and easier to see version. I'm going to have a better font and that kind of thing so you guys can see my actual terminal screen better. So we're going to start here by just going to raspberrypi.com, and we are actually going to be using the Raspberry Pi Imager. This is the easiest and quickest way to start getting an OS and Klipper on your Pi. I am using a Raspberry Pi 02W in this case. It doesn't really matter if you're using a 3 or a 4 or whatever, but we are going to be using the Pi Imager, which I have downloaded and installed here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first choose my device. So we are using a Raspberry Pi 02W. We're going to choose an OS. Now in the list here, we're actually going to go to other specific purpose OS. And we're going to go 3D printing. And we're going to choose MainSail OS here. Sometimes it'll be at the top, sometimes it'll be at the bottom. So MainSail OS basically is Raspberry Pi OS with pre-installed Klipper, Moonraker, Mainsail for 3D printers. It might not be the most up-to-date version, and we'll go through and make sure it is up-to-date after, probably near the end of the video. But this is my recommended way to start, is start with a Mainsail OS. It'll save you, kind of steps in the middle and all that kind of thing. Mainsail is the front end to Klipper. So Mainsail is the web interface to Klipper. You have to have a web interface. The most common ones are Fluid and Mainsail. I prefer Mainsail. I think it's much cleaner, and I think the development on Mainsail is a little bit quicker. So we're going to choose Mainsail. I think there is a Fluid OS, but I don't know if it's in the Raspberry Pi Imager. So this is why we're choosing Mainsail OS today. It's just very, very simple. I'm going to choose my 8 gig SD card. I highly, highly recommend you buy a quality SD card, SanDisk or something like that. Get the best SD card you can find. If you're using cheapo SD cards, they can corrupt over time and you can have all sorts of issues. So spend the extra couple dollars and just buy a genuine SanDisk or a name brand SD card. We're going to hit next. We're going to apply some customization settings to this. This is also another reason why I like using the Imager. So we can actually set up a host name for our Raspberry Pi. So basically a local name we can access the Raspberry Pi via web browser or for SSH versus having to know the IP address. I know some of you might not have access to your router, or you might not know your IP address of your Pi. So we are going to set a host name, and I'm just going to actually call this Delta for now. So our host name is going to be delta.local. We can type that into a browser, or we can actually type that into a SSH terminal, which you'll see a little bit later. We are going to set a username and password. You can set this to whatever you like, but you have to know the username and password to log into this device. So I'm just going to use the generic Pi and Raspberry. Very straightforward. Another great feature here is we can actually configure our wireless connection, which is super beneficial because as soon as the Raspberry Pi boots up, you can actually, it'll actually join your Wi-Fi. So this must be exactly how your Wi-Fi is set up. It is case sensitive, so definitely go ahead and type in your SSID here. And the password for that. All right, I'm going to hide my password, of course, and you can actually change your wireless country here. I don't know if this actually does matter, but we'll just change it to Canada. And then we're going to just double check, make sure we have everything we want here. So host name, we set a username and password, Wi-Fi, and then we do want services. We do want to enable SSH to use password authentication. So we're going to save that, and we are going to apply the OS customization, and it's going to go ahead and flash our device. I am going to pause the video here, and I will resume it once the flash is completed. All right, before we start actually logging into our Raspberry Pi, I'd like to thank PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Did you know that PCBWay offers more services than PCBs? They do CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and injection molding. Let's take a look at the 3D printing. Here we can upload one of the Bastion STL files. Let's do the belt lock. As you can see, we can choose the material type, the quantity, we can even choose colors, and we get an instant quote. For your next project, definitely check out PCBWay at PCBWay.com. Thanks again to PCBWay. All right, so I have taken the SD card out of my PC, I've put it into my Raspberry Pi, and I've booted my Raspberry Pi. I've let it sit for about a good 5 minutes. It can take a little bit of time to boot a fresh OS. So now that we're booted up, we're going to use a terminal application to log in remotely to our Pi. You can either use PuTTY or you can use MOBA Xterm. I'm going to use MOBA Xterm in this tutorial, but either one will work fine. The thing I like about MOBA Xterm is it does have file transfer protocol built into it. So we're going to start a new session. We are going to start an SSH session. We're going to put in our host name that we set up when we flashed our image, which is delta.local. I'm going to change the font settings here for you guys so you can actually see this time, unlike my previous video. We're going to make it really good here. And we're going to go ahead and click OK. You may get a warning that pops that says, hey, this is like the first time you've connected to this device. Do you accept? And you basically just hit yes. And you'll see here we are now at a login prompt. At the beginning of this video, we set up a username and password. So we're going to type in Pi and Raspberry. Use whatever you set up. So MOBA Xterm can save the password for us. So we'll go ahead and just click yes. And you can see we are now successfully SSH'd in to our Raspberry Pi. So you need to get into your device so you can actually start configuring Klipper and all that kind of stuff. Make sure if you can't get to this step, go back to the start of the video and double check all your configuration. Specifically your Wi-Fi information. Make sure your SSID is correct with spaces, all that kind of stuff, and make sure that the password is correct. All right, so we have gone ahead and successfully connected to our Pi. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to install KIAUH. Now, Mainsail OS has Klipper and everything already installed, and that's fine. But we still want to install the Klipper installation update helper because it will come in handy later on, and it's a very useful tool to have on your Raspberry Pi image. Very straightforward to install. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, I just searched KIAUH in Google, and it'll take you right to the GitHub. And if we scroll down here, there is steps to actually install KIAUH. So the first thing here it says is make sure that you have Git installed, and you can run this command here if you don't know. We'll go ahead and run that. So we'll just click the copy button here. We'll open up our MobaX term, and we're going to paste it in here into the terminal. I'm just right clicking on the terminal window and it's pasted in here, and we'll hit enter. It does need us to ask the password again. So we're just typing in our normal password that we set up when we flashed. And this only takes a few moments here to actually check this for us. Depending on your Pi, this may be slower or faster. I am using a Pi 20W or Pi 02W, something like that. This should only take a moment here. So you can see down at the bottom, it already says that we have the newest version of Git, which should be the case for most OSs, but it's good to check that step. Next step is we're gonna go to our KIAUH installation here. We are going to do a git clone of this GitHub. So we're just gonna run the command here. We've copied it over. We're going to go to our MobaX term and we're going to copy this. Basically, this is just cloning the GitHub repository of KIAUH, and it's putting it directly on our Pi locally. So you can see it's very quick. We've finished there. We can now go ahead and we can actually run the KIAUH script. So we'll copy that. We'll put it in here. And we'll go ahead and run Klipper installation and update helper. So we can see we already have Klipper installed, we already have Moonraker installed, and we have Mainsail installed. We also have Crow's Nest, which is used for webcam support. So what's nice here is Klipper installation and update helper can do a lot of different things here. We can install additional software. Maybe we want Klipper screen on here, Obico for remote access to this, via the cloud kind of thing. We can do Octoprint stuff, we can uninstall, reinstall things, do updates. There's all sorts of different stuff on here. So it's very, very beneficial for us to have Klipper installation and update helper. So we're not going to do anything with this right now. That's going to be in part 2, our next video in the build series. What we are going to do now is we're going to open up a browser and we are going to go to our Klipper installation via a web page. So let's open up our browser here. We'll open up a new tab and we're going to go to our host name that we set up at the beginning of this video. We do need to put http:// and we're going to go delta.local. And as you can see, we are connecting, and this is what we want to see. We want to see an error here saying that there is no printer.config file. If you get an error here saying it can't connect to Moonraker or something like that, you've done something incorrectly and you need to go back to the start of the video. We need to basically see that Klipper is working right now. We are connected via our web interface, so Mainsail is connecting to Moonraker and Moonraker is successfully connecting to Klipper. Klipper just cannot connect to our printer because we don't have a printer.config in here yet, which we'll talk about in a later video. If we go to the machine option down here, you can see we have basically everything in here except a printer.cfg file. The update manager hasn't been initialized yet, so we are going to go ahead and check for updates. And we're going to see what version of Klipper, Mainsail, all that kind of stuff that we have. Like I say, the Mainsail OS may not have the most up-to-date version of everything, and we might as well update this now while we're at it. So I'm going to let this run through and I will resume the video once this is finished. All right, so our update has initialized. So now we can see all the versions here that we're running. And as you can see, we are not on the latest version. We're not really far off, but we might as well go to the absolute latest as of when we're doing this. I recommend, especially if you're new to Klipper, that once you have your Klipper installed, unless you want to really tinker with stuff, don't update it after the fact. Updating Klipper can break macros and things like that if it's a very big version update. So to start this video off, we're going to go ahead and we are just going to update to everything to the latest version. I'll go ahead and resume once we're updated. And there we go. You can see I have updated all of the components relating to Klipper, Mainsail, Moonraker, and that kind of thing. I generally don't worry about doing system updates. In my experience, sometimes this can actually break things if it updates a dependency that Klipper doesn't support or something like that. So normally I just leave the system updates as is. So we're all up to date. Our Mainsail and Klipper installation is working perfectly. We just don't have a printer set up. So in part 2 of this series, we're going to go ahead and create a Klipper firmware for our main board, and we're going to get a generic printer.cfg and we're going to connect to our main board. Thanks everyone for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to support me on Patreon. I have some Fusion 360 tutorials on there, and it's a really great community. You can also be a YouTube member to get access to those tutorials as well. Thanks everyone, and I'll catch you next time.